Hey everyone, it's Matt from the Nintendo team with the review of Wii Music. I really hate to be the jerk reviewer in this case, but it's true and it needs to be said. This is a game about music, and the music is really lacking. There's been plenty of debate about how creative the process of making songs can be in this game, and that is a whole nother issue, which we'll talk about. But it doesn't change the fundamental problem I have with this game, which is that the songs aren't very compelling. And not only that, but the renditions themselves are very poorly executed. Nintendo's constructed a very play-it-safe, rather boring list of songs. There's about 50 plus of them, and I'll give them credit for including a large number of songs. Unfortunately, the majority of them are ripped from the public domain, so you find yourself playing stuff like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and if you're lucky, La Bamba, and if you're really lucky, one of about 5 Nintendo songs, including the Legend of Zelda theme, which is really great. Sadly, though, you will not find anything even remotely contemporary in the game, and even if there were, it would sound like junk because most of these songs really do sound like they're running off an N64 cartridge. Wii Music is one part Guitar Hero in that you are following on-screen musical cues and inputting button taps or waggling to those cues. However, the game does separate itself from those other music rhythm titles in that you are allowed and, in fact, encouraged to be much more creative. And what I really mean by that is that you can add your own style to all the songs in the game, which is a really cool feature. So you have 60 different instruments to choose from, ranging from pianos to horns to guitars and to drums. And you can set up your own band style, and then go to town. And you can choose to play the song exactly as it's meant to be played, or you can pepper in your own notes at any given moment and add your own your own signature to the music. This is without question the best part about the game, and I think anyone who likes Wii Music will primarily like it for this reason, just because it does offer some limited form of creative expression. The Custom Jams mode is the main draw, but there are a handful of mini-games to explore, including here Wii Maestro, and you can see Satan is conducting the orchestra. What I like about this mode is that you can affect the pace and flow of the playback. What I don't like is that you can win or really score more points simply by waving your controller around wildly. And here in pitch mode, you listen to a bunch of sounds and solve quizzes based on those sounds. Pretty easy, but it does round out the selection and gives you a little bit more to do. Wii Music does have a really good, clean presentation that reminds me a lot of Wii Sports, and it also incorporates a really good video playback function, so after you do create your songs, you can save them as videos, give them cover art, and even trade them with friends who can then mess around with them, and I think that's a really neat feature. I do have to mention, though, one of my biggest gripes with the game, and that is the control of many of these instruments. Oftentimes either too simple or too complex and not really in the middle. So you do have instruments that you just waggle and waggle and waggle, and they basically play themselves, and that's really boring. And you also have instruments that are on the other end of the spectrum, really, really difficult to play. And a good example of that would be the drums. And I think kids are really going to have a hard time with these, because playing the drums in Wii Music is much more difficult than playing the drums in real life. You have to use a combination of the Wii Bounce Board, Wii Remote and Nunchuck, also the analog stick and D-pad, and just about every button on both controllers. And try having any kind of rhythm when you have to consider all of that. And that is Wii Music, a game that is sure to please kids looking for a great noisemaker. For our full written review, check out IGN.com.